Coming up on today's episode of Airborne Unlimited, the AEA releases 2015 Year-End Market Report. Avidyne and Globalstar announce a partnership. You can now place orders for the new Robinson R44. I'm Bree Krause. It's February 24th, 2016, and this is Airborne Unlimited. Total worldwide business and general aviation avionics sales for the year amounted to more than $2.4 billion. That figure represents a 4.4% decrease in sales compared to the previous year, as reported by the participating companies in 2014. Of the more than $2.4 billion in sales in 2015, 50.9% came from avionics equipment installed by airframe manufacturers during original production sales, which is a slight drop over the last 3 years. By contrast, the retrofit market showed an increase in its percentage of total sales for the third straight year, coming in with sales that amounted to 49.1% of sales in 2015. It's reported that 64.2% of the 2015 sales volume occurred in North America, while 35.8% took place in other international markets. AEA President Paula Dirk said in part, quote, "Despite the positive surge late last year, our industry reported a 4.4% decline in year-over-year sales from 2014. Another interesting note is the fact that total sales are now nearly even split between the retrofit and forward-fit markets." Avidyne has announced a partnership with Globalstar to develop and certify satellite-based internet and voice communication products for the aviation market. These new solutions, which will be exclusively provided by Avidyne to aircraft manufacturers, will leverage Globalstar's second-generation satellite network, which is claimed to be the fastest data speeds in the mobile satellite services industry. It's claimed that this partnership means aircraft operators and owner-flown aircraft around the world will soon have onboard access via satellite to low-cost internet access products and services for light to medium business and general aviation aircraft. The system will also act as a backup communication system and crew voice for larger business aircraft that are also equipped with a high-bandwidth SATCOM or air-to-ground communication system. Avidyne says that announcements for specific new certified Wi-Fi-enabled products and services will be forthcoming. After the break, Robinson Helicopter is taking orders for its cadet trainer.
Redbird is quickly becoming the industry standard for flight training. Since Redbird introduced its revolutionary FMX in 2007, colleges, universities, and flight training operations around the world have integrated Redbird products into their curriculum. It's time to discover what Redbird can do for you. Join the migration.
There's a difference between charting a steady course and pushing for the ceiling. And for nearly a century, Hartzell Propeller has been defining that difference. It's in our passion for engineering and research and our dedication to testing the limits of performance. We are built on honor. We are Hartzell Propeller.
Welcome back. If you would like to be a supporter of Airborne Unlimited, send an email to jim@aero-news.net. The Robinson Helicopter Company is now officially accepting orders for its new two-place R44 Cadet, which is designed specifically for the purpose of pilot training. The R44 Cadet's airframe, rotor system, and power plant are the same as their R44 Raven-one. Where the Cadet differs is the rear seats have been removed to provide expanded cargo space, the maximum gross weight has been reduced to 2,200 pounds, and the engine power has been derated to 210 horsepower for takeoff and 185 horsepower for continuous operation. The lower weight and derated power provides increased performance margin at high altitudes and extended time between overhaul of the engine from 2,200 hours to 2,400 hours. Robinson will display the R44 Cadet at this year's HAI Heli Expo Convention in Louisville, Kentucky, March 1st through the 3rd, and the ANN team will be there to bring you news about this aircraft and everything else that is newsworthy. With some 2,000 Aero-TV programs webcast to cyberspace, sometimes it can be fun to look back and enjoy some of the places we've seen, the flyers we've met, and the planes we've flown. Here's a look at one of our favorite Aero-TV classic episodes.
Very different airplane. The T-28 is easy to fly, but very complex, very temperature conscious of everything. You can overboost it and underboost it in a heartbeat. And so especially flying formation, you are constantly checking your temperatures and pressures.
Retired airline pilot and ongoing airshow performer, this video features an interview with the amazing Julie Clark. You'll see her perform as she tells her story, and you'll hear some interesting facts about the Mother Scratcher T-28. Search The Amazing Julie Clark on Aero-TV's news channel. After these messages, NTSB comments on Instrom TH-180 helicopter accident.
Sandia introduces the new SAI 340 Quattro TSO'd airspeed, attitude, altitude, and slip. With integral backup battery, safety never looked so good. See it now at www.sandia.aero.
Concorde's recombinant gas RG series sealed battery technology produces a high-performance battery with the advantages of being pre-tested and fully charged at the factory. Find out more about Concorde's entire line of batteries at www.concordebattery.com. Concorde, the heart of your aircraft.
Welcome back. With so much news coming out of the aviation industry, we're summarizing some other interesting stories in a brief segment we call Around the Patch. The NTSB released a preliminary report on the crash of Instrom's TH-180 test helicopter. It's reported the pilot felt a jolt and a sudden reduction in rotor RPM. The ensuing auto rotation resulted in a hard landing and damage. The pilot was not injured. Last week, 4 U.S. F-22 Raptors, along with South Korean F-15s and U.S. F-16s, flew formation over Asan Air Base in South Korea to demonstrate the capabilities of both nations. This flight was in response to recent provocative actions by North Korea. The retirement of United Airlines Boeing 747s has never been a question, but now the carrier is indicating its dates may be numbered. It's reported United said that the airline is contemplating an accelerated retirement plan for the 747s. Air Evac EMS, the largest air ambulance services, has filed a lawsuit against Medical Mutual in Ohio for over $3.5 million. In its complaint, the company says the insurer has engaged in a scheme to systematically and unilaterally underpay for provided services. The family of a man who was fatally injured in an accident a year ago has filed a wrongful death lawsuit against the company that put fuel in his airplane in Spokane, Washington. His piston-powered Piper airplane had been fueled with Jet A fuel rather than avgas. Well, that's the trip around the patch. Now let's move on to the rest of the news. Flight testing of the Gulfstream G500 expands as the 4th Gulfstream G500 test aircraft completed its first flight and officially joined the G500 flight test program. The G500 took off from the Savannah Hilton Head International Airport and climbed to a maximum altitude of 51,000 feet and reached a maximum airspeed of Mach 0.925. This test flight lasted 3 hours and 17 minutes. Gulfstream Mark Burns said in part, quote, "To have 4 first flights and more than 580 flight hours in just 9 months is quite an accomplishment." The first flight of this aircraft represents a milestone in the aircraft's development program. For the first time, Gulfstream has integrated a team of product support maintenance technicians with a flight test team to follow the aircraft through manufacturing and flight testing. The integrated team performed all the modifications and testing required to prepare the aircraft for first flight and will continue to lead it through testing in support of FAA type certification in 2017. Well, that's our program for today. Remember to get comprehensive real-time 24/7 coverage of the latest aviation and aerospace stories anytime at aero-news.net. Remember that Airborne Unlimited is streamed daily Monday through Friday with additional breaking news bulletins for important stories that fall outside of our normal deadlines. Please join us and a growing roster of over 100 outstanding industry associations and organizations every weekday for the best in aviation and aerospace news from the staff of the Aero-News Network, the aviation world's most comprehensive news and information resource.